So what if I told you that you could get an applied finance degree from a Russell Group university, get a front office role on the trading floor at Goldman Sachs, graduate debt-free without even going to university for the most part, and start earning a salary before all your friends who go to university? Well, from next year, you actually can. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Today's video is going to be a short one, but it's going to be a very, very important video, especially for those of you who are from low income, underprivileged, disadvantaged communities, because Goldman Sachs are doing a front office apprenticeship for school leavers, which is actually pretty sick. Alright, so first things first, what is it? So Goldman's already do a partnership with Queen Mary University of London. I actually went to Queen Mary, it's a Russell Group uni. It's not as highly ranked as LSE, Oxford and Cambridge, but it's a good university. Anyway, what's happening now is Goldman are offering a front office apprenticeship on the sales and trading floor. So this is, you know, very new for Goldman. They haven't done anything like this before. JP Morgan have done a front office apprenticeship, I think in like corporate finance, investment banking previously, but this is the first of its kind for a front office type of role at Goldman's. So it's big news, and I'm going to talk about who it's for, why they're doing it, and everything that you need to know in terms of deadlines, when to apply. So essentially it's a front office apprenticeship. It's gonna be on their sales and trading floor. It's a 4-year program, and in those 4 years you are essentially gonna be working on the trading floor as an apprentice at Goldman Sachs, and then on the side you're gonna be getting a degree from Queen Mary in applied finance. So you get your work experience, you get your degree, you earn a salary, win-win situation. And it's for school leavers, those who are, I think, past A-levels but pre-university, and that don't really want to go to through the traditional route of going to university. Everything that I'm going to talk about is linked in the video description, so everything you need, all the resources, check them out. So applications actually opened 10 days ago, December 13th, and they close in February 2022. So I think it's 27th of Feb 2022. So you've got a good 2 months, just over 2 months, to get a strong application ready and submit that. Obviously it goes without saying, don't just do an application and submit it. Get at least 2 or 3 people to review it, your CV, cover letter, all the questions, whatever they ask for, make sure you get it reviewed thoroughly. And later on in this video, I'm going to talk about how you can get your applications reviewed from me and from other people at Goldman and in the industry, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, applications close on Sunday, Feb 27th, and they've been open for the last 10 or so days. The first cohort, let's call it, is only going to have 10 spaces. Now I assume they're going to receive like 2,000 applications or so, probably more, for those 10 spaces. And so that means if there's 2,000 applications and there's only 10 spaces, that's a 0.5% chance of you getting an offer. However, don't let that dishearten you or prevent you from sending an application. A lot of them are going to be very poor applications. They're not going to be the best quality, and so immediately you stand a strong chance if you do the basics right, and a lot of people get the basics wrong. If you don't shoot, you won't score. If you don't put your name in the hat, you're not going to get selected. So, you know, you never know what's going to happen, so I highly encourage you to apply if you're interested in this kind of thing. Okay, so the reason why Goldman are doing this, it goes back to kind of diversity initiatives. So obviously there's various strands of diversity. You've got gender diversity, race, so on and so forth. But one strand that not many companies focus on, which they should, is income inequality or socio-economic status. So this strand of diversity focuses on, you know, people's backgrounds. Across the UK, across the world, you got people who grew up in wealthy households, people who grew up in middle class households, people who grew up in working class or low income households, and then you've got those on the edge of poverty, within poverty, below, so on and so forth. Socio-economic diversity is all about helping working class or underprivileged job applicants and young people get into the careers that they should be able to get into and are not prevented from breaking into just because of their background, just because of their household income. So this apprenticeship scheme, this apprenticeship program, focuses specifically on those young people or school leavers who come from an underprivileged or low income household. After all, 9 out of 10 senior leaders in the City of London come from a privileged background or went to private school. That means 1 in 10 leaders went to a state school. For those of you in America, that means public school, and the rest went to, you know, a private, very privileged school. Whereas if you come from a low income background, a lot of these doors just aren't naturally open to you as easily as they might be for other people. This brings me on to Simply. So a lot of you might know that I've been working on a company called Simply. Now initially it was going to be a platform to allow anyone who's applying for a job to book a 30-minute video call with a professional in the industry. So the professional gets paid and they have a video call. Simple. However, I've scrapped the whole idea, and it goes back to kind of what I'm more interested in and passionate about, and that's social mobility. So now Simply, which I'm going to be launching in January, date is to be confirmed. Stay tuned, subscribe to keep up to date with everything that goes on with it. It's essentially going to be helping job applicants and young people and students and graduates from low income households or from disadvantaged communities from the low socio-economic status pool, right? And it's going to connect them with professionals in the industry or in any industry that they're interested in breaking into, and it's going to connect them through video calls for free. So no young person, none of these mentees or learners will have to pay for a video call for professionals. So you'll be able to book me on the platform. I'm going to be a mentor or a leader. And if you sign up as a learner, you can book a 30-minute video call with me to talk about career advice to help you out. I'm obviously going to tap into my network, so there's going to be people on the platform from Goldman's, from the City, from various consulting, finance, banking roles, as well as across seniorities, and then different industries, so computer science, healthcare, medicine, so on and so forth. It basically allows you to get free help from those who have been in your shoes and succeeded. The best part is it's completely free for everyone that uses it, and it's launching in January. And if you apply to the Goldman's apprenticeship program, you will be able to book individuals who are already at Goldman's. You can book me for career advice and tips on how to improve your application, cover letter, so on and so forth. So yeah, keep an eye on that. And now let's get back to the video. All right, so what are my thoughts on the Goldman apprenticeship program? Obviously, I think it's a really good initiative. I think it's a good idea, and I think it's great that more companies are embracing this kind of thing. It's helpful that it's a front office apprenticeship, because oftentimes there's a negative connotation with apprenticeships. People tie it with back office roles or, you know, not interesting roles. But for Goldman to start doing this in the front office is kind of making a statement, and hopefully other firms will follow suit. JP Morgan already does it. They've already done it in the front office, and so it's good to see JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs, the two big names, the two most prestigious investment banks, kind of jumping on board this apprenticeship scheme. One thing I must note, if I haven't pointed out already, the apprenticeship scheme is for UK school leavers only. I'm not sure if it's going to happen across the board, across regions, but right now it's just UK specific. So for anyone watching this that isn't in the UK, I have to apologize that it's not available to you just yet. I think Goldman's will probably, so they already do it in technology. They partnership with my old university, Queen Mary, and now they do it for sales and trading, partnering with Queen Mary as well. Makes me proud of Queen Mary, which is sick, which is great. I can defo see them doing it across other divisions. It's only a matter of time. So IBD apprenticeship, asset management, operations, human resources, finance, so on and so forth. Lots of opportunity there, so that's good. And yeah, it helps level the playing field, which is always good. Social mobility is important. The level of your household income shouldn't determine what job you get or which university you go to. And so anything that's contributing to leveling the playing field is always good to see, and it's something that I personally care quite a lot about. And then last but not least, it's important to note the UK government does this thing called the Government Apprenticeship Levy. Now, as far as I know, it's basically encouraging firms to take on apprentices. So the UK government pays for 95% of the costs tied to training an apprentice, and in this case Goldman pays 5%. So for every apprentice that Goldman hires or takes on board, they only pay for 5% of the costs, and the UK government covers the other 95% of the costs. Now this is obviously a good incentive for corporates and Goldman's and JP to take on apprentices, but it'll be interesting to see what happens if the UK government stops this apprenticeship levy, and then we'll really see if the firms actually care about social mobility or if they're just doing it because they want to take advantage of the government levy. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure you smash the like button. I actually recorded this twice because on the first go, the sound didn't even record, so I had to do it all again. So do me a favor, smash the like button. It will help the YouTube algorithm send this video to more and more people, and then hopefully, you know, it will help a lot more people who can benefit from it. Everything I've mentioned is linked in the video description below. Check out the links. If it's not applicable to you, share it within your network. Other people might be able to benefit. Don't just think about yourself, think about other people. Share it if it's useful, and I will see you in the next video, which might be next year, but we'll see. Next year as in a week or so. Peace.